Oh, yeah. Good morning. Good morning. The 6-minute daily. The 6-minute daily has arrived. Goodness. I hope everybody's having a great day out there. Looks like I'm going to be fighting the mic. Yeah. Because otherwise, keep getting muted. Screw you guys. Well, not you guys, but the people that, at Elgato that makes that possible. You don't get to control my devices. I control my devices. All right. Everything looks good this morning. You guys look good. We look good. And if you don't look good, we don't look good. Vidal Sassoon. Barry the Music Man. First comment. Last night, 11 hours ago. Congratulations. We got Ruby Hoob out there gifting a Culture Casino membership right away. That's right. Good morning to Jill Powers, the River Daughter, who was up early. Juliet from across the pond. Good afternoon, dear. You are amazing. Who else is out there? Well, let's see. Walter Tomaszewski. Are cinemas and live music venues rotating assets? And is that a good thing? I don't think it's a good thing. Let's hope not. Again, there's an investment cycle to it. I mean, you look at the big ones like AMC, Regal, Cinemark, et cetera. I mean, I think the argument's Odeon in the UK, right? I think the argument would be, in those forums, they're probably a very solid investment. If the masses, if you want to control the masses with bread and circuses, you're going to have to do better. That's the thing that Hollywood and the leftist political ideologues are really not paying enough attention to. You also should probably not let the foreign invaders do heinous things to your own citizenry who already feel like you're doing heinous things to them by them not voting for you doing something absolutely awful, which happens pretty often. So that's a long answer to that question. Bill Blom, how's it going? Testing again to see if the tube will let you make. Well, it's good to see you. And Snurpoo's Q-Burrs out there, our favorite polar bear. We got a few other people I want to say hi to, like Georgia Peach. Good morning. Good morning. If I don't hit you, it's not because I didn't want to get you. It's because we're busy today. Ms. Pit Cafe, good to see you. And Commander Ed Straker, Shadow. I think you already found my video today. If not, I hope so. Me again. What? Yep. I'll have a mess tomorrow to clean up. Hugs for all. It's good to see you. The first Dragon Queen. She's always busy. Canol's out there. Well, I should be able to at least listen to the live show today. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for being here live. Yeah. You know what? If you show up dead too, that's okay. Well, I mean, no, that's not okay. But I mean, if you after death you decided to be here, I would appreciate that as well. I mean, why not? They do that when you vote in California. Randall Orser's in the house. Good to see you. We got other folks out there as well. Look at this day. Cash is out there, the smoking man. And Eric C. Good morning, indeed. Thanks again to Ruby Hoof for the gifty. And Tender Warrior for yesterday's glorious contribution. John says, now we're talking. There you go. John is out there. Good to see you, friend. You didn't have to send me an apology for not being around, but that happens. Don't worry about it. Our good friend Andy Masterson is around. He's a wonderful evening guest on the Pro Show. One of his videos with Pro already came out today. Good stuff. Let's see. We got Frank here. So everybody say hi to Frank. Frank's here. And we got Jonathan Conroy. Good to see you, friend. Hit that like button. Yeah, smash the thumb. Not your own thumb, but the one on the screen. Yeah. Morgan King, our favorite warlord. Great to see you, my Canadian friend. And, of course, Donovan Bradford. How you doing? JPRPH1 out there in the atmosphere, along with my pal Cyrano, 2960, gifting a Culture Casino membership to Rob Kino, welcome. All right, who else do we got? We got a few other folks we could shout out, like Eric C. for becoming a member. Thank you, Eric C. Much appreciated. That's a big deal, folks. It really is. We have to get 1,000 of those so the channel is self-sustaining. We need to get over 50,000, guys. So if you can share a stream, share the dream. If you can share a video out there, I'll appreciate it. Even if you're a rivet head like Razorburn and many others. Carl's out there. Hey, Carl. What's up, buddy? Culture gets no funds till Pro gets his thing. It's on the way. Look, seriously, everything's in a box. It just needs to start shipping. And that includes stuff to other people, like Magically MJ. But unfortunately, I got to stop talking because 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and wherever you're watching from. Thank you for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. Plus, I need to clean my glasses, so this is going to have to be speedy. Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Tally Riley was fatally stabbed in London. Oh my goodness, he was only 35. What is all this violence in the UK, and why is it being done by people that they don't want to identify? You know, when you let a bunch of military-aged people into your country that aren't vetted at all, you got some problems. We're trying to thwart that here in the U.S., but the UK, not so much. Idris Elba says that the Bond rumors were garbage to begin with, and he's right. It was never a legit rumor. It wasn't realistic. Audiences won't go for a black playing male Bond. They won't go for a woman playing a male Bond either. That's why that film... Hey, look, it's Tay-Tay. That's right. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are still engaged. They are looking to get married. So the suggestion from the Hollywood Reporter, this is general news apparently, Taylor Swift is maybe getting married at the MSG. Smartest idea in the world. Haters going to hate. But we have, we've never seen a more perfect nuptial venue. Can you imagine inviting 50,000 strangers to your wedding? No. But look, Romi and Michelle are getting a sequel. Is this The Joys of Menopause? I don't know. I do hate Deadline for doing that, by the way. Deadline, you are a trash compactor. Regardless, they've begun production of the sequel. Original costume designer has returned, so we're going to get an 80s flair like we don't care. We got former DOJ antitrust attorney slamming Live Nation Ticketmaster statement saying it is deeply troubling that the antitrust division is engaged in selective non-prosecution of political allies. Or so they see it that way. This was why this question was posed to me yesterday, and I hadn't yet seen this story. Do I think that the settlement was a bad idea? Yeah. Do I think that both of these entities should be split up? Yeah. Do I think there's antitrust problems? Of course. Look at this from our friend Cyrano. Don't do bread and circuses, but will do beer and back porch and sarcasm. Be safe, all. Thank you, friend, and thank you for the super duper chat. All right, moving right along. Chug-a-lug. Foot loose and fancy free. We got soccer, but not really. Inside the Fox's World Cup play, the primetime push with the star-studded on-air team isn't mattering very much, or won't matter very much. They're going to basically rely on you thinking the commentators are worth watching. I don't think any of this is going to be worth watching, and the stadiums are going to be empty. Gem and the Holograms live-action series, exactly what nobody was asking for, is in the works at Amazon with Kilter Films. Oh, no. And Hasbro. Talk about corrupt from the very beginning. This is going to be a disaster of epic proportions. Let me tell you, Gem and the Holograms deserve better. The Bear final season trailer just came out. You can check this out. Carmi and Sydney are going to fight a flood to try to save the restaurant, and I'm very excited about this season. Unfortunately, it's the final one. The Bear's actually a pretty good show. Well done, anyway. The Scooby-Doo gang is back. That's right. The live-action Scooby-Doo pup deserves a Scooby snack. See the photo. New live-action on the way. I'm actually pretty excited for this. We've also got Clay Travis departing Outkick. This was the headline story for the day. The site is now fully integrated into the Fox News digital vertical, and this is just a matter of time. It makes this guy a player everywhere, and not just for Fox, so watch out. We've got another creator in our space. Moving over, we've got Ariana Grande earning her 10th number one on the singles chart with Hate That I Made You Love Me. I don't think she made anybody love her, but that's fine. She needs to eat a sandwich. These guys are all going to appear at Bill Maher's Mark Twain Prize celebration. These guys are Louis C.K., Jay Leno, and Stephen A. Smith. There are a lot of people that are going to show up there at the Kennedy Center on June 28th, and we're going to have to see just how well this goes. Finally, we've got Savannah Guthrie. Remember her and her mom and the plight of her mom and the unresolved issue with her mom? And the fact that her mom's probably not with us anymore because she has medical devices and medical care and like prescriptions that need to be filled, etc. Yeah, her mom is continuing to be missing. So she's going to be hosting today. She says we can hold our sadness and we can hold our joy. And unfortunately for this lady, I don't think there is going to be joy. I think this has already become something tragic, and I think it's been covered up from the very beginning. Different conversation. OpenAI files a confidential SEC paperwork for IPO, which I think is disgusting. This should not be a company allowed to exist in a for-profit in any way. The fact that Elon Musk lost and they're still allowed to have an IPO, despite the fact that he's appealing that decision, we'll have to see. Moving forward, Pentagon is labeling Alibaba and the electric car maker BYD as aiding Chinese military, which they are. We can't allow for that anymore. This may be a national security issue that gets pushed to the forefront, so keep an eye out. U.S. Steel's pledging to upgrade substantially the Mon Valley Steelworks, $2.5 billion worth, which is amazing, and thank goodness for that. U.S. Steel saved, and jobs are saved, and America is saved. We're going to need steel. We got to build more ships. I don't know if you know that. What we do also have to pay attention to is bears, because right now you've got Governor Mike Braun saying the state of Indiana statement negotiations with the Bears have entered the red zone. That's right. The Chicago Bears no more. They're moving to Indiana officially. The governor has said so. And on June 8th, when I collected this story with its update, the Chicago Bears announcement is that the Advanced Stadium project in Hammond is going to lead to relocation. And I know that's not a normal bear story for us to cover, but it is the bear story. Just a different kind of bear story. Anyway, it's good to see you all. John had a bad day yesterday. Everybody give you know what? Send pie or cake to John. He deserves it. He had a bad day yesterday, but he's having a happy day today. Let's make sure he has a happy day, of course. And our good friend Read by Nature is out there. How's it going? Look at all these people saying hi to each other. The chat is alive with the sound of music. You know what's weird? We don't have nearly as many people as we normally do. Cyrano saying hi to people. Texas 84 in the house. I don't feel tardy. That's a reference to a Van Halen song off of the 84 album, I believe. Who else is out there? Kit Kat. Kit Kat's here with a Kit Kat. What's going on? One of the favorite cats here on the channel. We have a lot of favorite cats. We got a lot of great cats, people with cats. What the heck? So young. Why? Well, stabbed. Probably with one of those ceremonial knives. Folks, fans, friends, you don't make rules for just one person. Everybody has to abide by the same laws. If that violates something that has to do with your faith, then that location is not for you. We're going to have to start adopting that opinion. I think people here in the States are going to start just carrying swords and other things. After what happened in the UK yesterday, one of the most grotesque events that I've seen that is being widely publicized by not just the likes of Benny Johnson or, let's say, several other people in the sphere, a public beheading by an illegal invader in your country of a British citizen, probably as disgusting as it comes. And Gollum is in the house. Thank you, Gollum. Look at all these great people out there. Corporeal being, caveat ties. We are so blessed the Green Machine is alive with the beautiful Deeple out there as well. All right, who else is there? Man, my nose is running like crazy. I went outside multiple times today, including the greenhouse, so I'm being punished by pollen. There's that. Good morning, Culture, says Dominic. What's up, Dominic? Good morning to you. It's important that Elba called out wokeness, yeah? The mainstream media, I'm surprised that even got covered by a trade publication. They don't want to talk about it. First of all, it doesn't work. It doesn't work in the Fleming context. Bond was described multiple times by Fleming. So there's that. Texas 84 extends additional generosity to 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that. Texas 84. I know it's 8412, but it's just easier for me to say Texas 84. And then we got Cyrano again, not doing the bread and circuses thing. Thank you for that. Romi and Michelle, the sequel, must be a period piece. No, I think it's a menopause. And, as you get that old, ask what's her name from Friends. You kind of are putting men on pause, I think, by that time. Anyway, ladies, please forgive me. That was a terrible joke, but not necessarily inaccurate sometimes. No, leave this IP alone. Well, I think they're just they hired back some of the original cast, so I think you guys might get something good. I don't know. Bear! Well, kind of. It was different bears. Jim may be associated with the Rainbow Coalition, perhaps. Michael Ray in the house. Good to see you. I wish soccer would be banned from the U.S. It is absolutely useless. I played on a club team in the States, so I'm not going to be that harsh, but I understand the sentiment. Um, we don't give as much love to soccer, right? We give soccer more love here for both men's and women's soccer more love here than we give to anything as ridiculous as the PMS NBA. I mean the WNBA. So there's that. Ladies, I apologize. So I'm a tasteless joke machine this morning. I apologize. Yeah. Hey, I grew up with Jen. Yeah. It's just why? Why? Clay Travis is great. Been following him since he was on Sports Talk Radio in Nashville. Yeah, he's excellent. I think he still lives in Nashville or on the outskirts, in the suburbs, in the rich part of that area. He sold his company out to Fox, I think 5 years ago. It was always a matter of time. But now he's a free agent. Congratulations to him. To be fair, I think he does a great job when he's on Fox News, but that's a different conversation. Carl Singh says, I hope those comedians won't be roasted by Bill Maher. Probably not. Louis C.K. deserves all the roasting that he can get, but he's apologized. I refuse to celebrate a sin, indeed. And her mom is buried in Savannah's backyard, more than likely. Well, it's desert. How many times did the cops hang out at that house? And at the mother's house? And why was there a strange garage entry? So much stuff happened. And then it fell out of the news. You guys notice that? Once Savannah was able to get past it? Plus that weird-looking hostage video that the family shot together talking about faith. Very strange. Duh, Bears. That's right. It is a Bears. It is a bear story, I know. Sorry, friends. Not the normal kind of bear. Remember to be barely aware. No. Be bear aware. You need to be very aware of bears. And Care Bear stare. Speaking of which, you know The Rock, the wrestler, personality, Dwayne Johnson, who's looks awful in the Moana live action. That thing is just headed for doom. It might make $1 billion, but they left a ton of money on the table. It's going to be woke. Just like Toy Story 5 is woke AF at this point, guys. I don't normally say things that casually, but if you watch today's video, you'll understand. Our friend Trevor Denning over at That Park Place wrote a brilliant article highlighting all the downfalls there. So, what about cake toast? That sounds good. Jill says, we're trying to survive the East Texas heat. Yeah, it gets a little toasty. Toasty. The lovely Sherry is here. She's looking fantastic. Look at another great image of her. It's good to see you, dear. Snowdub was kind of drooling over you the other day. I don't know if you saw that on Saturday, but yeah. Andy Masterson is a very talented man. He makes amazing action figures. He made one of me. He sent it to me. It's amazing with a custom box. You should hit this man up. He will sell you your favorite action figure. Well, if it happens to be a YouTuber or something. So, I mean, you can get your very own Doomcock if you want. It's amazing. Jan Monroe's out there. CC, I know sometimes you wish we would shut up, but you know us, we're all opinionated. Oh, I love it. I love it. You guys can be opinionated. I actually enjoy going back and forth in the chat. Oftentimes, we only have time to exchange a couple sentences to and fro. But you guys really filling up the video comments on the videos is important. And if you're watching this on the replay right now, the very least you can do for me and for everybody else that's here, on time this morning, over 100 of you across the various platforms, put hashtag replay gang in the comment section below. Please. Please help. In fact, as I said before in today's video, I'll just remind you, if you want to make sure your feed is full of creators you enjoy, all you have to do is watch a video all the way beginning to end, and then watch another video beginning to end from that same creator right afterwards. That kind of locks it in for a little while. If you do that about once a month, YouTube is actually the one that's saying this, not me. So if you have all your notifications turned on, you won't miss anything. If you have a thumbs up on the videos that you see that you like, sometimes you don't like a video, I get it. But if you put a thumbs up more often than not, and some of my videos get 100% likes, believe it or not. If you put that thumbs up down there, if you make a comment, all of those points of engagement, they call it, build up channels and it create actual growth, which we've actually started to see. So, yeah. Hey, John says, thanks, Culture. Anytime, friends. I appreciate you. You guys are the best. I'm only here for you. I only have eyes for you. That's so not in the right key. Air working, Culture. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm working on the air. I got a drink. Sip of water for the working man. This thing, I have to. Do you know how many times a day I have to fill this? Like 5 times. 6 if you count the one before bed. When I wake up in the middle of the night, it's for 2 reasons. I'm thirsty or I gotta pee. Sorry, I had to say it. Everybody has to go to the bathroom. It happens. And Texas with the gifty. That's right, the gifty bomb. Razorburn says, with all the pollen, my car was gray. Now it's green. Well, I get yellow a lot. And apparently I'm moving to a place where I'm going to be bombarded with yellow as well. I'm going to need a blower to just get the car clean. It's going to be nuts. Looking forward to that, though. Georgia humidity today feels like South Texas. Woo-hoo. Look, I'm going to tell you something. As much as I love San Antonio, at times it was a little stifling. It's like, ooh, that air is thick. Did a couple of projects down there for a while. Yikes sauce. That was the bear story. I told you about the Bears moving from Chicago to Indiana. Hammond is beautiful, by the way. I did some work there for a while. In fact, I was in Indiana about the same time as my friend Bear Bears channel. And he's a good guy. One of the reasons we have the bear story is in honor of Bear. The lovely Sherry says, LOL, no need to apologize. Hey, I want to be your pal. I want to be your listening partner. I want you to drive places and shop places and do things and with me in your ear. And I want you to find that to be comforting. I can't remember the name of the famous radio star, but for whatever reason. Paul Harvey. There it is. There's the name out of the blue, out of the back of the brain that's been stored back there for a minute. I want to be Paul Harvey for all of you. Good day. Yeah, that's what I want to be. Canola says, weird. I was with the chat and noticed the members went from 25 to 11. And then my live feed didn't show up until 2 minutes left to the 6-minute daily. Very strange. Very odd. Culture Casino going for the low-hanging fruit today. Hey, sometimes. Otherwise, it's just going to rot, or some animal's going to get it and steal it from you. So sometimes you got to get that low-hanging fruit. We call it football in this house. That's fine. Hey, look, it's Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swifty. And guess what? You got some Taylor Swifty news this morning, guys. Love it. Otherwise known as Matt G. That's right. Matt G's been with me forever. He's been a moderator forever. He's been on his best behavior forever. Some places, Matt G's not always on his best behavior. Yeah, Jan Monroe says, I don't think she made it out of the house alive. Yeah, it's sad. So sad. It's sad. It's a sad, sad situation. Sorry, can't get that high this early in the morning. As far as my voice goes. Anyway, Swifty. There you go. Gummy bears, the Care Bear stare. Yeah, I started on a tangent about The Rock, and I honestly always felt like that's what The Rock was doing, the Care Bear stare. Yeah. The people's eyebrow. To me, he's the people's lowbrow. Now, speaking of lowbrow humor. Oh, boy. Terrible. Easy joke. Carlos, what's up? Carlos Alfredo Lopez joining us today. Been here forever as well. Look at these amazing people. Culture, are you going to Nashville? One, I don't have tickets. Two, I don't have a place to stay. And three, uh, I found that the channel, uh, this is going to sound weird, because the channel has to be self-sustaining. It means I have to do content. When I travel, I can't do the kind of content as religiously as I do, so the channel takes a hit monetarily. It shouldn't, but YouTube is kind of slavish like that, which you have to produce content consistently on what the algorithm perceives as a schedule, which is why my video drops at pretty much every weekday video drop is at the same time, um, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 5:30 a.m. Pacific. Um, it's just a schedule I maintain. And notice how I'm saying the UK version of schedule instead of schedule. I just like saying it better that way. It's funner. Just watch the Nintendo Direct. It was amazing. I bet you it was. Does Andy have a website? Yes, indeedly doodly. In fact, the mod should put Andy's website out there. And the website's a chaos factor. Let me just say. I mean, no, that's not what the website's called, but you know, I really wish you would have called it like Havoc Industries. That would have been fine. Q, what does your hat say? And do you play golf? My hat says Titleist. And yes, I do. Right now there are 4 sets of golf clubs in the garage. Only 3 of them are mine. Okay, so calm down. And I'm such a golf fan. I kept my grandfather's golf clubs, which had wooden shafts. Incredibly rare, incredibly valuable. Titleist is a look. I mean, like right now, the set I'm playing with is TaylorMade. I use Titleist balls almost exclusively. Um, I find their gloves to be better. Um, but my golf towel is one of my alma maters as far as school goes. So yeah, purple potatoes are growing great in the 5-gallon bucket. I bet they are. So here's the thing. So when I plant, like the late May planting after I've done the harvest, the late May or early June planting, right now, no, actually, I think I did at the beginning of May. I actually don't recall when I did that video. Maybe it was the beginning of May. Because I harvested everything I planted in the winter already and ate through them. And then kept some seed potatoes, obviously. But you guys saw the videos on that garden place. So that was a few weeks ago at this point, several weeks ago now, after I built the elevated potato beds. Was that episode 2? I don't even remember. Anyway, yeah, that's when I planted them. So that was at least 8 weeks ago. So that would have been what, April? So I planted them out in April. Well, right now they're flowering. The majority of the potatoes that went in the ground, even the ones that went in late, like I added the 4th bed and I added, that's where I put the ceramic, unglazed ceramic flower pot in there as the watering system. Those are really starting to come up. So I have a feeling we're going to have quite the harvest. So. Can you make fries with purple potatoes? Yes, you can. And they're delicious. And of course, I have a Ninja air fryer. I'm going to start doing recipes with that. I don't know how many of you have them. They're pretty cheap every once in a while at Costco. And it's a good way to do oilless cooking like that. So, my YouTube feed was full of quartering drama. Then it was bricks and minifigs. Now it's Rory Sutherland talks and interviews. Yeah, that's, again, if you watch successive videos from your favorite creators, if you intentionally do that, algorithmically, you're building your own feed, according to what YouTube says. So the problem is they're trying to recommend you to the more mainstream people and the recovering mainstream network kind of garbage. So the only kind of thing like that I allow in my feed would be like Fox News. The rest of it, I'm just done with it. Face naked culture. That's right. No beard. Although we have a goatee. And I'll be shaving again either tonight or tomorrow. So I've got a barber appointment scheduled in July, right before I do that trip. But man, I wish I was going to ICCCCCC. There it is. Yep, I have the YouTube Laboratory of Mayhem on Twitter, working on an online store. So do check that out. Andy Masterson is well worth supporting. The Laboratory of Mayhem is amazing, and he's got his links and stuff like that. But he's worth not only a follow on X, but he's worth talking with to get yourself some action figures, because you could have your own little like war between Nerdrotic and me or whatever. That would never happen. L Bird is here. Hey, I came in late again. Went back and watched at 2x speed. I'm caught up now. Well, thank you, L Bird, for that. That's 9 minutes ago. This is how far behind I am in the chat. Yeah, cucumber water is very good. You guys are on fire in the chat today. I'm just way behind. Video killed the radio star. I think that was the very first video on MTV. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. Count Alucard is here. Good to see you. Count? I've already seen them all. Well, very good. Ninja fryers with dual compartments is quite handy. Indeed, you can do a full meal. It's really good stuff. Grim Dark is out there. In theater. That's right. Hey, Lieutenant Giratina's in the house. I'm not sure if DC is even worth saving at this point, given just how much of our government mindset is entrenched within the leadership at Warner Brothers. Yeah. We've got, okay. I am worried that Supergirl literally kills off DC. I think that could actually happen. That sounds like a hyperbolic take. But the budget on the film isn't as low as it's being described. And, of course, they're reporting a net budget. And then you had some misstatement by Anthony Del Alessandro over at Deadline that led every one of these shill sites and shill people on X run with the idea that the break even for Supergirl was like $315 million, which is complete baloney sausage. I know my friend Valiant did the same conversation. By the way, I'm going to tell you something. You put me and Valiant Renegade together, that's like people, talking about box office and all the intricacies of actually making money on this stuff, right? Then you add in Odin, and that room becomes this dense, like, cloud of knowledge. And the three of us together would be formidable against any of these shills, because they do not know what they're talking about when it comes to the actual business of film, how things are marketed, screen leasing, all that other stuff. They don't understand it. They don't understand the Hollywood math, right? The Hollywood accounting that basically is an affront to all number crunchers everywhere. The accountants that participate in that are basically organized crime, in my opinion, because they shortchange people who should have been paid out. If you ever go into the business of Hollywood or music or anything like that, catch on to the game early on. Realize that a net profits deal is never going to give you any money. The famous Darth Vader star Prowse, who played the character, Mayhew, many of the other early Star Wars actors, unfortunately signed net deals and didn't really realize any money. Once you've been called out publicly, which is what Stan Lee actually was able to do to Paramount before, Spider-Man and everything else got moved around to different studios. Stan Lee's basically was collecting $1 million a year salary because they didn't want to deal with the embarrassment of what was going on with not paying Stan Lee for all these, hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, I think like the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, like made like $800 or $900 million. I can't remember exactly. Now it would be like billions of dollars because of that time frame in the 90s. But Anyway, they never realized any money that was on a net profit deal. Net profit deals are bad. Ask the accountants in here, our friend Randall Orser. So the creepy thing is when you just think of something and it starts showing up on YouTube and somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah. You're constantly monitored. Your TV is likely monitoring you. Most people don't know that, especially if you have a smart TV. Your vehicles are now going to monitor you. They have, and not only that, your city's likely got a contract with Flock, and you have Flock cameras all over your city that are tracking everybody. They have facial and license plate recognition live, active at any time. It's crazy stuff. It was the Bungles' first and last video on MTV. Yeah, MTV's is a sad loss. Yep, that was correct. MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star. Aired on August 1st, 1981, and I sat for 2 days in front of the TV. Not uninterrupted, but because we had cable and MTV was about to launch, and I sat looking at that TV, waiting for music television. Doc Can 2 says, hey, Culture Casino and chat. Hello. James Gunn killed DC, yeah. But I think Supergirl's going to be the weapon with which he does that. Yeah. Super Mario Girl. Okay, so Super Mario Galaxy, there are legitimate complaints about the film. If they do another girl boss Mario film, I think that's going to kill the momentum that they have at Nintendo. Luke is here. What's going on, Luke? Good to see you, buddy. I'm trying to catch up. I'm 4 minutes behind you guys. DC movie studio, DC as a whole. This studio is going to be dead. I think DC, as far as the comics and everything else, I think that needs to be handed over to somebody else. I think they need a high quality third party that gets a participation earnings kind of situation in a licensing deal that would force them to be more appealing to the male audience. So that would be good. Also, if Gunn doesn't show up, show us Lars as a comic accurate version of Brainiac. So onset of Man of Tomorrow and repeats Superman 3, I'm done with DC until Warner Brothers or just DC as a whole is in better hands. I don't think that happens till Paramount acquires them. That which is again Skydance. Things need to change. Look, I think Lasseter's new role in focusing on animation is a good sign. Somebody like my friend Daniel Alpine out there is going to appreciate that they're going to dump more money into animation. And now they have incentives to bring out at least 30 films a year. So maybe more. There's nothing that says I can't do more than 30 films a year. Yeah, and this is true. So this is the other problem right now. Read by Nature says, personally, I'd be fine going back to disconnected solo films and maybe the odd crossover. No real shared universe. I don't mind that it's shared, and it makes sense. Like Netflix built out when they were doing the Marvel shows. Netflix built out everything very well for the street level characters. So Punisher, Daredevil, Luke Cage. I mean, all of these people, right? It was good. Even what's her name? The Jessica character was well done. But everybody there existed in the comics almost off the page in those shows. Punisher was incredibly wonderful. Current Marvel, Disney Marvel, can't do that. They don't understand shared universes, and they think that it's just the opportunity to kill off characters and bring them back without consequence. I think Doomsday is going to be troubled. I think Secret Wars is going to be troubled. I think the Russos bit off more than they can chew. John says, to what do you all think about a serial killer at a rehab place that steals your stuff? I think that's interesting. Dave Prowse was great as Darth Vader. He's a former bodybuilder. He was an enormous man. Um, he never got any of the net profit deal that he had with Jedi, and he deserved it. I wonder if Gunn was sent by Disney Corpse, Marvel to destroy Warner Brother DC Studios, and Gunn's still getting cash from Disney. I don't know. Look, at any point, nothing could go more dismally wrong than hiring the likes of Tom King, a CIA piece of garbage that has been heck bent on destroying boy properties and the hero's journey. It's just and then hiring like Millie Alcock. They're not even going to generate the hate watches that they're aiming for. I'm violently opposed to what's going on here, but whatever. Yeah, Home Depot has flock cameras in their parking lots, which means we should already have all of the. I'm not going to finish that statement. That's going to get me in trouble. Vehicles have been monitoring for years. GM is an absolute worst. OnStar is bank for data sales to insurance companies. Indeed. By the way, disabling OnStar without disabling your nav system, I might even do a video on that at some point. Disabling all the tracking and the kill switch. People are doing that now. The government is violating your Fourth Amendment rights. I think the Supreme Court's going to get that case at some point. Canada didn't have MTV. We had Much Music. That's right. MTV came to Canada in like 2001. Well, you got it 20 years after you should have. No flock in Oregon. They must be a protectors for the poor illegals, migrants. There you go. The felon attorney. Hey, cool. Thanks for hanging out here. So they don't have flock in Oregon. Well, if they have flock in Home Depot parking lots and Walmarts and stuff like that, it wouldn't be hard to have mass remigration. So why isn't the government doing that? Yeah, I mean, MTV was great in the original days. Think about the original VJs, right, instead of DJs. Some of them went on to do great stuff. According to his biopic, Michael Jackson was single-handedly responsible for ending racism on MTV. Well, tell you what, everybody waited for every one of his big videos, including and especially Thriller. Think about the time of Michael Jackson. Do you know how many times people saw the movie that was in Disneyland and then eventually Disney World, right? We're sending out America, and this is our message to you. Little Captain EO for you. Phenomenal. Got three of the most important Hollywood people at the time to make that film. It was scored amazingly. Music was fantastic. Crazy. Hey, CC, I love 87 He-Man, says Railway Nation Gaming. Hey, I miss He-Man. I thought He-Man was great. Jackson was a good movie, and Mary too. Gunn is too male feminist to be doing macho anything. Yeah, that is a problem. Not to mention the fact, Tom King, the CIA's male feminist, destroying and dividing culture. Well, it's almost like he's not. It's almost like he still works for the company, right? Oh my goodness, the amazing Apollomees minion is in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for keeping the see me icon, by the way. Kerunte says Kingdom Hearts 4 dropped on Nintendo Switch Direct. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Kingdom Hearts is one of those great things. Seriously, the stained glass windows alone, the artwork in those games is just phenomenal. Every movie they make now is a girl boss film. Count Alucard, I think you're spot on at the moment. Pandecolima says, yo. I hope I said that name right. I've struggled with it. I apologize. And our friend, the Batcap, is here with the Batcap. Good to see you, Fred. Hope your family's doing well. I'm still part of my prayers list every night. We should all write a movie together. We were all smart people. That'd be fun. Sean says, no flock cameras up in the PNW, Pacific Northwest. We can't let the poor racket of trafficking get caught by men, by the men while I don't want to do any of that. That is a rough thing. Yeah, Jessica Jones, another street level character. Thank you guys for filling that in. My brain melty this morning, very melty. I didn't get a lot of good sleep. So for those of you who aren't in the know, or many of you who are here is irregularly, my family, the giant chunk of my family, I should say, went on an extended vacation to Europe. They just got back last night. So one of the things that I do is I relocate their vehicles to parking at the airport. So that way they don't have to pay for long-term parking. I can park it in the terminal parking lot and they can collect their vehicle. All they have to do is take their extra set of keys with them. When they get back, they have a vehicle waiting, water and other things. Like, for example, I left like cornbread and some other stuff. So anyway, that was part of the shenanigans I had to do last night. So there's that. And I love doing it. I mean, it saves them an awful lot of money, several $100s. So there were a lot of British actors in the first Star Wars. Of course there were. They're cheaper. Mr. DeMarc. The thing is, in comics, heroes and villains share the same universe. Just they guest star in each other's stories. It's true. It is one universe for both Marvel and DC. Yeah. I just don't like the way they do it. I don't know what Millie Alcock's problem is. Millie, whatever her name she goes by. She's also British. So I'm going to blame you guys, okay? Going to blame you. I don't know if she's Welsh. I don't know what she is specifically. She has too posh of an accent. But she's kind of a douche. Just, I don't know what it is, to be fair. Fear the Crab Cat. Going to LA and the Intuit Clippers app requires you to agree to face recognition and have a phone and have a photo in the app. That's ridiculous. I just say, no, thank you. Count Alucard says, I don't drive. I always fly. I will be on the road a lot, probably for about a total of 3 weeks over the course of the next month. Liquid television was amazing. Yeah, in the middle of the night. That's where we got Aeon Flux and many other great things. There was a period of time I thought we would get back into like things like heavy metal or the edgier animations and stuff like that. I didn't realize until I was watching a documentary that there were multiple cuts and versions of that film. I didn't know that. There were entire scenes missing from some of the cuts. Wow. My car shouldn't have its own phone number. I agree. It's funny. When they first introduced that, I thought it was great, and I didn't mind signing up for it and paying for it. My giant truck, one of the big ones that's sitting outside right now, um, it had that on there. In fact, it was free for like I think the first year or 2 years or whatever. I didn't really use the phone feature very much because it was kind of expensive, and I already had a phone that I connected via Bluetooth. And I stripped out the majority of the system that was in place in the console and the dash, and I put in my own. That way, I could install multiple monitors and all of that, and put the PlayStation in the console in the center console, so I could entertain myself or people when I was on the road camping or whatever, waiting for a sports event, tailgating, whatnot. I even had external plugs to plug in like HDMI ports and things like that on that truck. And so I could put TVs outside. I had direct TV I could take on the road with me, stuff like that. But um, now nobody uses the screens. I think one of them got smashed up recently. Um, that are in the headrests in the back seat or any of that. The things I really loved about that was that the Bluetooth worked really well, so I could work in the truck um, without any trouble. Um, the place that installed all the equipment for me did a good job. I only had to redo some things, so just a few times. I installed a bigger amp eventually, but you literally can sit in the back seat, play something like NASCAR and the rumble of the seats because that's where the subwoofers are under the back seats. You actually have to flip them up because I have these really thin um, subs back there. Um, but that stereo system is probably worth about as much as the truck is at this point. So, but if you want to replace that truck, you got to spend 70 grand or more. Insane. That's the other problem I'm having right now. We are paying too much for vehicles. We have been for a while, and they're also trying to make those like a subscription model. They're trying to screw us, guys. We have to get out of the subscription model. Owning your own power grid, a solar system with batteries and maybe a backup generator, stuff like that. Owning your own water and water rights, owning your own stuff. We have to get away from the subscription model of these corporations. The WEF wants to make you pay for air and crap like that. Screw those guys. Is there spam a lot? What's going on? I'm not sure that's a great name. You might get blocked a lot. Muqtadir Ali, what's up? I hope they had a wonderful holiday. Yeah, they did. Um, let's see, Barcelona, Spain, Greece, et cetera, et cetera. Multiple European countries. They had a nice holiday. Cost too much money. There's no way. Even had I been inclined, I mean, I'm not going to pay that kind of money to travel. I understand why. Um, Private tour, the whole 9 yards. I get it, but still, nah. One of the things I like to do when I travel, just to share with you, I like to get off the beaten path. I'm not going to be like the tourist person. I'm going to try to find the local place to eat. So, like, I'll walk, like, oftentimes, especially if you're on a cruise ship or whatever, they're going to take you to places or they're going to organize tours or whatever with places that they get a cut of or some incentive to work with. I just want to see what places are like. I want to explore the area I'm at. For example, in Costa Rica, they stopped at a non-traditional location on one of the adventures I took. The cruise ship did, and got off the boat, walked past everything that was touristy, and took a left down the towards what I saw as a beach, and eventually made my way to a beachfront, like obviously locally owned and operated, and of course the patrons were locals, um, and had the local food. It was phenomenal. The fresh mango salsas and local cervezas and stuff like that. It was very good. And that's the kind of thing I'm more likely to do. So in Italy, I'm looking for authentic food. Um, in France, I'm not going to be, eating around the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to go find some back street or whatever. A lot of people say that's more dangerous, but maybe. But there's that. Oh, she's not English? Okay, I'm sorry. She's Aussie. I don't know. She's got an accent. She was probably trained on what they call the BBC accent, so the rest of the UK can understand. I have no idea. She's Australian. I didn't know that. She sounds like a posh Brit. And anyway, aren't Australians basically all English? Wasn't that your prison island? I'm gonna get nuked for that one. Uh, I loved heavy metal. A lot of people did. Good stuff. Yeah, my car should not be on Wi-Fi or have a modem. Yeah, not unless you install it your own self. Oh, I also found out um, that when the law kicks into effect that they can put the kill switch in your car, which is this year, um, there are a lot of different ways to get rid of that. So I'm just saying. There's going to be firmware updates that people are going to sell you, stuff like that, that will take care of a lot of these issues. So, yeah. And that's the other thing. Firmware for a car. We have a problem. Just wanted to ask for prayers. Wife is struggling a bit and has been in the hospital for the last. I didn't know that. You are all the best. Indeed. You can, sir, you've had my prayers for months now, ever since you made me aware of what's going on. So, you have my prayers. You have the best audience here. Everybody's prayers up. Thank you, Texas, and everybody else out there. Count Alucard. I never use air. That's right. As a vampire, you have to stop breathing. Oh, you're going to the World Cup match in Georgia? Are you really, real Wade? Dude, send pictures to my ex account. Send me a DM. John's like, I'll pay for live entertainment, but not Disney. Look, I'm going to tell you right now that the Ticketmaster Live Nation thing is a real problem, um, because it's artificially elevating the cost of tickets. I don't think the promotions should. I should visit Romania. Oh, cool. Okay, especially Transylvania. I highly recommend it. Sure, I'm not scarred. I love the old country. Like I think Poland's on the list. Um, I think I've got several stops in mind. I still am going to do my Asian trip. My 50th birthday had COVID not happened would have been 3 or 4 Asian countries plus Hawaii there and back. So hey, follow the Bradley's fun. I know this guy. Hopefully, I get a chance to hang out on the dish this week. But yeah, you can check out his channel. He usually runs something after pro or that park place. He does a good job. He takes a different approach to articles that I read differently or would approach a different way. He's always got a fun show, fun panel, um, great people, and a beautiful family. Follow the Bradleys fun. So pennies out there. Can't do that kind of travel with kids. You'll get robbed and sick. True story. And again, I've been an adult for a long time with. Unfortunately, was not blessed with kids. So instead, I adopt other people's kids, not in the legal sense, but um, just giving them experiences, um, or giving the families experiences. So, but no, I like I said, my travel has always been a little different than most people's. I've always taken a different approach, the road less traveled. So Miley's Australian. Okay, Millie Vanilli. That's what her. So yeah, you hit 100 on Rumble. Congratulations, and I love 87 He-Man for what it was. Hey, there you go. Railway. There you go. Australia did begin as a prison colony. I'm sure you knew that from the, you've been around since then, so you would know. Lady Gamester says, "Oh my god, no!" Guys, I'm having fun with you. Please have fun along with me. Buy a 71 Dodge Charger. I would get so many tickets. Wow, what are you talking about? Wait a minute. There's a new 4K Penny, is this real? There's a new 4K version of Heavy Metal that has everything in that was cut out and then some. All right. First of all, does Tom know about this? And if not, we probably should tell him. Second, I have to go looking for this now. They made a sequel to Heavy Metal? I don't even remember that. Yeah, the Azores are absolutely wonderful. Um, the other thing, if you're looking, if you're an American, you're looking to go south, try Belize. A lot of bang for the buck. Is the Gilk Man here? Lady Gamester says, "You can adopt me." Well, what's so funny is I thought, originally I wanted to do a hydroponic channel, and then I was like, nah, because that's going to be too niche. Of course, all the potheads are going to want to check that out. But then I was like, you know what? I'd rather do a travel channel and take people with me on trips, like, deep sea fishing and stuff like that. Sports fishing, I should say. Sports fishing, scuba diving, snorkeling, surfing, kite surfing, all the kinds of stuff I was into. Like, I want to take the world with me. And as time went on and I got older, I was like, a lot of people aren't going to get into this stuff either. So, and then all these channels came along and did exactly what I was going to do. So I should have done it. The problem is I was enjoying what I was doing work-wise. So, I didn't leave a lot of time left for anything other than video games with my friends and the occasional trip that I took, Obviously, is spending a lot of time between Disney parks. If you think that the Disney adult thing's a new thing, it's not. And while I would never claim to be one of those people, I was at one Disney park or another, whether it be the Disneyland parks or the Walt Disney World parks. Each of them probably got visits from me about 4 times a year. That's 8 times of going to Disney at least. So add in there Hawaii and all the other world excursions. It's different. So Heavy Metal 2000. I did not even know that. Really? You guys, man, it must have been really bad. There was a Heavy Metal video game? Are you serious, Awesome One? Is it on Steam? Is Kaladin here? Caledon 910. Wow. You didn't get off in Morocco? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. So, Morocco's pretty cool. Ibiza's phenomenal, especially if you are a young person and you are wanting to party. First of all, be very concerned with your personal safety. But, dang, Ibiza's phenomenal. I visited an island off the coast of Costa Rica, Isla Nublar. Do not go. Okay, well, that solves that problem. Stay away from poison ivy. Yeah, yeah. Poison ivy. I didn't say it was local. Awesome one. Used to travel quite a bit. Mexico and San Diego. You have to remember just how much time I spent not in Arizona. Lots of time. Florida, especially. Woohoo. And the Keys, goodness gracious, guys. Oh, boy. What is happening in the chat? Am I missing? There's a conversation happening that I missed entirely. Hang on. Is Magically MJ in the chat? I must have missed something. Donovan Bradford's like, gosh, I'd love to go diving. It's phenomenal. I love scuba diving. Like I said, it's where the quiet is. Count a la carte. I always avoid Wolfsbane myself. There you go. Batcap says, when you come to LA, is there going to be a chance to meet up? For sure. Yeah. I'll let you know when those dates are. It's going to be further along in the calendar. Right now, I'm planning. Man, there's so many people trying to get me to ICC in Nashville. That's like 2 weeks away. You guys are crazy. Or 1 week away now, right? So, it's hard enough. Like you said, that's June. Then you have July. July, I will be at the Southeast Game Exchange with all the other personalities that you've been told about. I was told I was doing a live show from there with everybody. That's going to be fun. This time I'm taking the full portable studio. So I'll be able to support multiple mics. We'll be able to do multiple cameras. The whole nine. In fact, I need to start testing everything. Yeah, but if there is a meetup in LA, there's definitely going to be a chance. I'll let you guys know. And if you're talking about being in at Anaheim specifically, I'll let you know, because I'll be spending. I'll probably be working about 16 hours a day because I'm going to be doing news and video and B-roll and all kinds of stuff there. I think someone else in the chat wants to meet up, maybe go to the parks while we're there. We'll talk about it. Again, you can always send me a message, a direct message if you want to, either on X, or you can use the email, but you'll have to let me know in the chat that you've sent me an email, because I'm terrible with email. Magically, MJ says, CC adopting us? What did I miss? Lady Gamester says, I have dibs, MJ. You guys are the best. So my family did 2 visits a year too. Yeah. I mean, you have to remember, for a very long time, a very long stretch of years when Disney offered it, I had the North American pass, the premier pass that Disney offered, which meant I could go to all 6 of the major theme parks, the water parks, and everything else, and I had one card that did it all. And it wasn't just me that had that card, by the way. So made a lot of sense for the number of times I was going. Culture lost the joke, probably. How come you don't have an Arizona show? It'd be pretty boring. You have to understand. My Arizona show, quote unquote, is there's so much to do in Arizona, guys. Right now it's the gardening channel. I mean, for me, everything's outside my door that I want to do. honestly. Um, being 6 hours away from the ocean, 4 hours away from the ocean, whatever, however you want to calculate it, depending upon which ocean you're talking. Well, it's still the Pacific Ocean, but that's a different conversation. Um, it 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 uh, it doesn't make sense. So I stay away from water. Count Alucard giving us all the background. So all went to heck. It really did. Yeah, I love the beach. I'm weird. Oh, me and my monkey says I'm a rivet head. Me and my monkey. Yeah. Caledon 910, everybody's favorite radio station. Okay, so like I said, there are multiple cuts of heavy metal. Some of them are heavily redacted, edited, whatever word you want to use there. But if you get one of these new things, I'm definitely going to do that. I like Spinal Tap. Yeah, it was great. The original, for sure. This is Spinal Tap. Pauline says, I've never been out of this country. Really? Hmm. I think I shared with everybody the other day, I really love sailing. Um, One of the first things I did at a very young age was learn how to do hobie cats, right? Catamarans, and how to sail them and get effective with them. And then I moved on to bigger catamarans. So if I were going to be at large sailing or on a power cat, that would be how I'd go about it. So yeah. I plan on video and uploading my vlog channel. That's a good idea. I think that, and I agree with Lady Gamester. I think if you ever have opportunity, you should travel somewhere else. I think you need to invest the time and effort to get your passport. Spend $250, $300 on that. Um, get the TSA stuff along with it. Then it's all just kind of one expense. Once you're done and you become a known traveler, that removes a lot of pain in the butt that prevents people from traveling internationally. And even if you just go, let's say, to Canada, so you can go to Alaska, which is, my goodness, one of the most beautiful places on earth. The state of Alaska and its pristine wilderness is just so phenomenal. Just it's unmatched, unmeasured. Um, Man, if it wasn't for cold, it was in the running for relocation. So the fact that really there's only about 4 months a year where I could grow all my own food reasonably without a greenhouse, it was going to be tough. So again, another reason to go to Tennessee. So the thing that happened with the crocodile hunter was a very odd thing indeed. I've only been familiar with stingrays accidentally getting people, which this was an accident. It was just a tail whip that was just a repositioning, and it caught him in the chest. Um, the only other times that happens is sometimes they'll get you in the feet if you're walking in the shallows. A baby thresher shark proceeded to eat your boat. I don't never done any of that stuff. So yeah, yeah. Barry's like, I'll just stay in Kentucky. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful place. Beautiful place. I have family that is considering Kentucky to be close, and then do that. Yeah. If you ever visit Africa, you will count your lucky stars every day that you're an American. I bet. Coast Casino, my cats, George and Philip, love your jokes. Well, thank you. Would you like a spare mouse or two? I can send it. Please don't. Please don't. I already have the people at the postal station going, what? Yeah, exactly. Less than 11 deaths have ever been recorded from stingrays. Well, one of my friends, a fellow diver, was on a dive trip in the Dominican Republic and took a stingray tail to the foot. No bueno. Don't do that. The only time I ever felt weird when I was scuba, no, it wasn't even scuba diving, it was snorkeling. It was in the Caribbean. And I went out for a little snorkel in an area that was an unprotected area. And I was actually stalked by a barracuda. Barracuda. Anyway, that's the truth, though. I have witnesses to that, family members that were there. So, very strange. I'm an hour and a half from the Atlantic and 8 hours plus to Lake Michigan. Beautiful, Erie, and so on. That's awesome. Man. I will tell you that one of the most impressive things that I saw while I was traveling was the Tennessee River. I've seen a lot of rivers in my day, including the mighty Colorado. But Tennessee was phenomenal. Anyway. Wow, we've gone well over an hour and 16 minutes, and I just won't shut up. And there's so many other things. So many other things. That's right. Dig down. Barracuda. That's right. Yep, deadly predator. Yeah. Very strange. Anyway, what's really weird is, like, people will look at garfish and go, shouldn't I be worried about that? That's a lot of teeth. Yes. Arkansas River is bigger than the Colorado. Really? Let's take a look at that, too. All right, folks, I got to get out of here. So do you. There's other places you need to be on this wonderful Tuesday. So I'll say goodbye to you this way. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. For real. What am I leaving you with? Oh, hey, how about the Hobo Gandalf? All right, everybody. See you on the Pro Show.